going on, Jerome's? A major decision for the Minnesota Vikings this offseason is what to do about Byron Murphy Jr. Pro Bowl cornerback. Frankly, should have been second team All-Pro as well, but Murph is set to be a free agent. He's going to get paid. Love to have him back. Drop kick Murphy's and a rose tattoo. Have him back with the Vikings. Of course, Durante Jones, Brian Flores would be ecstatic to have Murph back in the secondary. He really came into his own in the second year with the Flores defense, and obviously, the reasons to bring him back are pretty obvious. He's only 27, proven he can stay healthy. That was a concern when he was coming in from Arizona, had some back issues. In fact, the Vikings contract really did hedge their bets in terms of his long-term health. A lot of in-game bonuses, etc. Fits the Flores scheme. Any other cornerback that you sign, whether in free agency or if you select one in the draft, you hope fits in as well as Byron Murphy Jr. Plus the communication with Metellus, Harrison Smith if he's back, Beasley if he's back, etc. Like it's really tough to overcome that. Plus inside-outside flexibility, really stepped up after a slow start in 2024, taking on a bit of a leadership role as well, really helped mentoring some of the young cornerbacks in Dwight McLaughlin, etc. But 6 interceptions, 14 passes broken up, 80.8 quarterback rating, which is good. Also career high 81 tackles. Murph, not really known as a tackling cornerback, but he did certainly step up in 2024. And of course, Pro Bowl defensive player of the game, or whatever the hell it was. Vikings finally hoisting that trophy. No problem, man. But long story longer, NFL.com. Kevin Patrick coming at you. One off-season move for each NFC team, and the move for the Vikings is re-signing Byron Murphy. If your priority is bring back Aaron Jones, given the nature of the running back market and the need for a solid backfield foundation for J.J. McCarthy, I wouldn't hate it. Has he seen the running back draft? Yeah. However, if I'm cosplaying general manager Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, I'm more concerned about the defensive backfield. Murphy, Stephon Gilmore, Cam Beasley, Shaq Griffin, Fabian Moreau are all free agents. Frankly, I take Beasley back at the right price. I would take Shaq Griffin back on a very minimal deal. Gilmore and Moreau, there you go. And also, I wouldn't mind having Murph back. Harrison Smith's future remains in question. Brian Flores' defense doesn't work without a corner crew that can handle the matchups. Flores loves the blitz. Generally, your corners are going to be out on an island or dropping back in zone, having to read and react really quick. So, Murph really stepped up in 2024. The expectation that Mekhi Blackmon will recover from a knee tear is positive. Mekhi Blackmon's going to start. And undrafted rookie Dwight Nudie McLaughlin could play a larger role. Yes, he should. And he could. However, the offseason moves last year underscored the corner concern in Minnesota, and that was with Murphy under contract. Well, a lot of it was, too, is that Blackmon tore his ACL on the first damn day of practice. And then Shaq Griffin had a hamstring on the second day of practice. And the Vikings had been flirting with Stephon Gilmore, and then they brought him in, and also Fabian Moreau, and then Bobby McCain, who could play some corner. So, there's a lot of things going on there. The 27-year-old found stability under Flores and earned his first Pro Bowl selection. Recent scuttle suggests that Murphy is seeking a significant payday in free agency. Minnesota will likely be spending on DBs this offseason. Why not do so on one it knows works in the system? And that's a very fair point. And Murph could be the highest paid cornerback in free agency this offseason. PFF guesstimates his contract at $17.33 million per. Spot Rack estimates him at $22.1 million. Now, I feel perfectly fine paying Murph $16-17 million per year. I do think that he, even though I love and respect DJ Reed, Travarius Ward, Carlton Davis, etc., I do think that Murph would be the best free agent in terms of cornerbacks, as well as factoring in his age, as well as how he played in 2024, and also how he would fit specifically with the Vikings. But I'm fine with 16-17, $22 million per. It's getting a little bit dicey. Yeah, that's getting a little bit rich, even though the Vikings do have a ton of cap space. Also, if the Vikings don't bring back Murph, do they roll the cap savings that they would have spent on Murph into some sort of combination of free agent cornerbacks, like Rasul Douglas, the big play waiting to happen, as well as maybe the Vikings take a shot on a slot cornerback like Mike Hilton or Nate Hobbs, or Jonathan Jones, the long-term veteran, bringing him in to work with Flores again. Certainly could do that. And even though the Vikings don't have a ton of draft picks, obviously could and should be active in the cornerback market as well. Like maybe they hammer things out in offensive line as well as D-line, and they're freed up to take a corner in the first round of 24. Jahdae Barron has been talked about ad nauseum. Love his flexibility, as well as Benjamin Morrison, if that hip is good to go. A true outside shutdown corner. Siobhan Revelle coming off the ACL. Maxwell Hairston, who really stepped up at the Senior Bowl. Those guys could be in range for the Vikings at 24. And then also you do have the triple Ds, Darian Porter, Dorian Strong, and Denzel Burke, that could be available in the mid rounds as well, as plus Kobe. So even though the Vikings, I want Murph back, but Kwesi's not necessarily going to overspend. Even though he's an in-house guy who really stepped up over the last 2 years, I do think that Kwesi is going to be very careful with the purse strings, as he generally always is, as the Vikings, they weathered the dead cap last year, finally got ahead of things, have some great cap space, and I think he's going to be judicious with it, and he's, Murph is a guy that we want back at the right price. Otherwise, Vikings going to have to hammer things in the draft, hammer things in free agency, and go from there. But your thoughts are thoughts. NFL.com implores the Vikings to bring back Byron Murphy Jr., but at what cost? Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best. To do. Skol. Production value.